Hello and welcome back to SpriteGuard Plays Roguelight. We are so close to 100% completion that I think we're going to do what we did last time and try and go on a bit more of a point pressing run, see if we can close everything out. We need, I believe, a bit over 300 treasure, like 310 coins. And so I'm going to be using, hopefully, a point pressing technique that Zeno the Rogue pointed out, that there are these hanging skulls, and if we have a major surplus of arrows, we can get a single coin for each of those extra arrows. So hopefully we don't end up wasting too many arrows, and we can have a nice big surplus that will allow us to get lots and lots of coins. We're going to be playing pretty much the same way that we did last time, making really careful movements and just moving very slowly through the world, really trying to scour the landscape for every last thing that we can find that will give us coins, every last lantern that we can light, and I'll try to miss as few of them as possible, but that is seeming not likely. Or it looks like we're at least going to miss quite a few of them. But it looks like we have enough arrows at the very least, and lots of health. I'm not sure how we can really exploit that, but it's a good thing to have available to us. I think it will make things easier for us as we go through the early game. You know, if we shoot some coins onto some spikes, that's something that we can remedy. We can go and we can gather those coins. And so the other thing that we can shoot is the fireflies, and those also will give us a coin each. And I believe we got, in the last episode, the coins from enemies. So there's actually a place where having all of these extra hearts available has turned out to be pretty useful. We managed to do something that we would not otherwise have been able to do. So it looks like we are at the end of the level already, and I don't really see that much else for us to do. I think we have lit all of the lamps we could find. We do have some, 2 extra arrows, so we can go down here and see if we can find one of those skulls or some fireflies. And I believe, yep, there's one there. Oh, this is going to be trickier than I thought. There we go. And then that already used up our 2 arrows, and so we're just going to grab those and carry on. And as we get deeper, the levels should, I think, get bigger. And so we will have kind of more things to do, more things to shoot, and it will become less of a problem. You know, it will become more involved, more engaging doing this stuff. And there will be more stuff for us to do, so, you know, okay, so level 1 didn't have all that much for us, oh well. We'll just carry on, and that skeleton was a little bit worrying, but we got him. So as we get deeper levels, we'll have more stuff for us to explore, more stuff for us to find. There's a whole bunch of arrows, so that's exactly the sort of thing that we're on the lookout for. That's going to give us a lot of options here, and we can kind of look. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 arrows over here that we can get. So we can kind of see, you know, how many are we going to need? 6, 7. Or 6, I guess, because we took one of those. You know, how many arrows are we going to need just to finish out the level, and then how many can we spend on farming? And we have lots and lots of hearts, so we don't need to worry about those spikes. That's very helpful. And it looks like we have already found the exit. So it looks like this, once again, is a pretty small level. But we can still, you know, there's still stuff for us to find. There's still lamps for us to light. And I don't actually know that we have a whole lot of hearts available to us anymore, so I don't want to get that stuff on those spikes until I'm a little bit more confident. I think we have at least one more heart for us, so we can do that. I remember there being one up here. May take us a while to find it. Very nearly ended up expending another heart there because I just, at the last minute, remembered that those spikes were there. So there's a heart for us. And now we can head back down here. I remember seeing some fireflies for us to shoot. And there's actually another lamp for us, even. And that did not cost us an arrow, so we can use that extra arrow. So there's a firefly for us. And I remember seeing some others around here. There was kind of a narrow little passage, I think going up toward where those... Actually, maybe... No, I think it was going up toward where those arrows were hidden. I remember seeing a few of them, but now I'm not seeing them. And so maybe... Okay, so there's a skull for us. So we can get coins from that. And Zeno said that you can actually do that indefinitely. So we have 3 more arrows. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Let's see how that's played out for us. And then we just need to go and find those hearts. So we can grab that coin. And I remember there being a heart down this way. I wonder where those fireflies were, though. I do remember seeing them, but it doesn't really matter. I think we've exhausted the level of air. Oh, nope, there's one more. But there is a skull right here for us, so we don't even have to worry about that. And that was a magic arrow, so we can use another one. And it looks like we actually managed to hit 2 skulls with that shot. So that's pretty cool. And now I think we're ready to head out of here. I think we have gotten everything that we can get out of this level. There's lots of hearts, but we don't need them. No coins on spikes. So, level 3, I think. I want to wait for a Will-o'-the-Wisp. There we go. So yeah, level 3. Once again, lots of lanterns. Hopefully lots of stuff for us to... Lots of arrows. Just lots of stuff to help us along. Not seeing much. So there was actually a bunch of arrows, and there's one more there. Let's see if we can get this guy and the skull. No. Didn't quite work out for us. There's 2 more arrows there. I do want to... First I want to clear out the level, though. That was very lucky shot. I cannot take any credit for that. But that was very lucky. We got a lamp and 2 ghouls. Couple of arrows there, so we can come down here, get this lamp. Very nice. Whoops, I'm being a little bit clumsy here, but that's not too big of a risk. This is a very safe game once you're kind of familiar with it and you have some of the upgrades. You can really take your time. And I would say that, you know, as kind of a game with a lot of replayability, that's kind of its biggest weakness, is that it lets you be so careful. There's basically no incentive for hurrying until the very end of the game. And that is not good. We are in some trouble now. Managed to get both of them with a single arrow, though. Very nice. So we are going to have to go kind of hunting for arrows at this point, because there's some health for us. We did take quite a lot of damage there, though, so we're going to need some more. It looks like we have actually found the exit, and so now we're going to be kind of just going back over the Oh dear, that was a mistake. That was a bad mistake. Okay, so our health is getting a little bit dire. Looks like we do have some extra arrows. that we can expend. There's one there. I believe there's one here. Yes. So let's see if we can find some fireflies or some skulls. There's a skull right there. Very convenient. We got those 2 extra arrows. We can just pick them up now. And then, let's see. We don't have any extra hearts, it looks like. So we're going to have to head into level 4 a bit weaker than I really wanted to. But, you know, as much as I say that, you know, being able to be careful is kind of a weakness of this game, I also think it's a strength. I think this is a game that's really designed around having to be extremely careful. And so, you know, I think there's a certain depth to the care in this game, if that makes any sense. It's not just like you can be super careful and never be in trouble. The amount of care that you can kind of get rewarded for is actually quite a lot. Because there's so many places where you can walk into danger. You can see if that got the ghoul over there. It did not. But I believe we have quite a few extra arrows here, so I'm not too worried about that. That heart is very nice to have. That's got us a little bit of the way back to full health, though we're still quite a ways away. Lots and oh dear! I saw those. So there's a great example of that, of kind of there's a very high ceiling on the amount of careful you can be. And so, you know, as much as, you know, there's no punishment for taking your time, there's nothing really forcing you to hurry, there's kind of no upper bound on how careful you can be. And so the game still manages to be pretty skill-based, pretty interesting. And, you know, there is ultimately an upper bound on how careful you can be, because eventually you can go into every situation carefully. But I'm a long way from being able to do that, and my concentration is not the greatest. It has been particularly bad recently. Nice double shot there. Let's see, I saw a guy over here. Let's see if we can pull... no, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get him with a rebound shot. Those hearts are very nice to have. An extra arrow, very nice. I'm going to go down this way and then over to the left. But I want to explore this area first, and now we're actually starting to hurt for arrows a little bit. And that was a bad miss. That cost us another arrow when we're low on arrows already. And it looks like we may... Let's see. No, I think this is just more of the well, let's see. Yeah, this looks like the exit. So I'm going to head back over. There was one more kind of little alcove area that I wanted to explore. And I believe I left myself a ghoul. Yep, there we go. So very little there, just an arrow. Thought maybe there was more to it, but looks like that is the end. So we have finished up this level, and we're going very slowly. This is going to end up being another longish episode. But hopefully a good one. So we've hit one of these little in-between areas. I have never been able to find a way into that central area. I don't know if it's possible. These can sometimes have treasures. There's a coin. I saw a heart down there, which we don't have any use for. So I'm going to actually check around this side. And there's an arrow for us. So that was worth doing. And then there was actually one more place that I could have checked, but did not. So that's actually got us full on arrows, and we have one more left. Oh my goodness, that is a mess. And I'm handling it quite badly. Well, that's the least efficient way of getting through that. So we now have a use for that extra arrow. And we will have a use for any other arrows that we come across. There is a heart up there, so I'm going to take that little bit of damage. Alright, that was a good shot. I saw those two lamps, and I thought maybe I can get both of them in a single shot, and indeed I could, so I'm quite proud of that. You know, I'm starting to get, little by little, getting better at aiming, and kind of at doing more complicated shots more confidently, and seeing what I'm able to do, seeing what kinds of shots I can make. And that's something that is going to be, a really gradual growth process. And we actually are already at 313, and now even more, 316 treasures. So this has been an incredibly profitable trip. I think we might be able to get the 100% completion, at least of the shop. It's looking a little bit like we might not be able to take down the boss, but we're having a very oh, that was a mistake. But not too severe of one. And it looks like we've actually found the exit quite prematurely. But I think I want to move on. Let's see where this takes us. Level 6, so we are getting down there. So being at 330, is still really good pace for this point in the game. It's, I believe, much better than we did last time, even making it to level 7. That was a mistake. I did not see that skull there. Well, that was not ideal either, but at this point, I'm kind of like, I'm not really worried about coins. I'm kind of more concerned about arrows and health. We have the number, we have more than the number that I think we set out to get. And so, anything at this point is gravy. And I'm more kind of thinking, are we going to be able to get in a boss attempt? That's a heart. That's very useful. And where are we actually going at this point? Looks like we have someplace we have not been there. And that looks like it could be something. Oh no, it's just more of the level. That's fine. And I am being very reckless with arrows because at this point I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased with the run that we've had that it doesn't really matter to me whether or not we have more success than we've already had. And I'm just happy with how things have gone. It looks like this is quite a large level. That heart is very nice to have. Still hurting for arrows. Really hurting for arrows. And it looks like we have even more of the level unexplored than I thought. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is very nice of the game to give us all of this, but I really wish it would give us more arrows. There's one, which is better than none. And there's a couple more, so we're getting back up there. We're still, we're still not really where I would like to be. Ideally, I would like to have a full quiver, but oops. Gonna wait for the will-o'-the-wisp to see where we even are. So this is quite a large level, and I'm not really sure where we're going. I'm not sure where the exit is. Looks like we have not been this direction, though. And this actually looks very much like an... Oh, no. Oh, yep, this looks like an exit. So, on to the boss fight. Let's see what we can do here. We have some hearts. There's our boss. I love the kind of the panic of the chase sequence here. Okay, so there's our first lamp. Not sure how to get to it. That's not the way. So we managed to take some damage despite Doing pretty well. Okay, managed to recover some of that health. It looks like that guy does quite a lot of damage, though. So there's our first lamp. And we're just going to be trying to make our way to the others. Another heart, very nice. More arrows, very useful. Can't get that arrow for some reason. Not exactly sure why. But I believe this level is actually quite large. Okay, that was more damage than I needed to take. I always find it very difficult to navigate this boss level and find those big lanterns. So there's one that we already saw. There's that dead end that we saw earlier. So I feel like we've gone to the right as far as is going to be useful to us. And it looks like down and to the left here there is some... Oh my goodness, there's lots of spikes is what there is. Wow, I'm taking a lot of damage. This is not good. And the death thing is a little bit closer than I would like. You know, I would prefer to get ways out in front of it. There actually is our second lamp. I'm not sure how we're going to get around to it. Oh my goodness, so many spikes. There we go. So there's the second lamp. There's the third lamp. That's very nice. Let's see if we can find that fourth one. Oh, nope. Not gonna make it. So, that is the end. Let's see how many coins we got. 430. Let's see, that's 150 right there. That's 160 right there. That's 100% completion. So all we have left to do is take down the boss. That's actually one of the best runs I've ever had in this game, and so I'm really pleased with that. Next week, of course, we're going to be doing the boss attempt, and I'm not really sure. You know, when we get to something like this where there's not really any irrevocable progress, there's always a little bit of a temptation to retry whatever challenge I'm looking at until I get it. And one of the ideas that I had when I started out this channel was to not hide the failures. And it's been very difficult, and I have not always been successful at actually adhering to that, because I have this fear that, you know, watching me fail over and over is going to get boring. And so, you know, my desire to make something really entertaining and my desire to make something that is that is honest and that doesn't hide my failures, they kind of come into conflict. And so I have not decided yet exactly how I'm going to approach that, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to, how I'm going to handle the next 3 episodes. I might do kind of a combination of both, because I have a lot of excitement about new series that I want to start, you know, new things that I want to have in this time slot, and I am getting a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of video making that I've been doing, and so wrapping up this series is a little bit of something that I'm looking forward to. You know, I love this game. I've really enjoyed it, but, you know, I want to make room for other things. I want to cover other games. And so, you know, probably this is not going to be, next week is probably not going to be the last episode. You know, it really depends on how things go. We're so close. It's like I feel like I'm so able to take on the boss that it's possible next week could be the last episode. It's possible that it could not be. But I'm going to start out being honest. I'm going to start out, you know, showing exactly how things go. And then if it gets really repetitive, then I'm going to wrap it up and just focus on getting that good run. So until then, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.